Hi guys, it's Sandra. Welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to be very clear before I get into this video. All of this happened before I knew, I'm going to try to say this without crying, before I knew what was going on all around me in the entire third of North Carolina that has experienced horrific damage and destruction from the hurricane. I really thought that I was doing like this. First, I thought I was doing this fun like 24-hour reading vlog, and then I thought I was doing this like cutesy, oh, the power's out, let me do this reading in the dark kind of vlog. And none of that is the case. I had no idea what was going on throughout this video until after I finished filming what you'll the beginning part that you guys will see in the next video, my TBR video. It's really hard to explain if you've never experienced something like this, but we so take for granted being able to communicate with people through our phones, through the internet, social media, and everything like that. We were literally cut off all communication for 2 days, had no idea what was going on. And 2 days is on the lower end. There were people who couldn't get in contact with anyone for a week. There are people still being found who still can't contact anybody. So you just have no idea what that is like, what that feels like until you're in it. Even down the street from our houses, all we knew is there was no water and no power, and the storm was over, but the storm was just beginning for a lot of people. Yeah, that sounds dramatic, but it really is not. It's really just the reality of the situation. In this video, first of all, I mentally was not doing very well even before the storm, so you'll see that a little bit. And I said something like, there's nothing worse than like your book getting bent, and that just like really irks me that I said that, but I left it in here because that is the reality of what I said before this. There's a lot of things that are way worse than your book getting bent. This has been a really difficult last 2 weeks, and I don't have anywhere near the horrific experience of a lot of people. So I just want to be extremely clear on that. You know, it hits different when it's you going through it, or people that you know have lost everything. There's a lot of really negative, hateful comments on the whole entire situation of people who really show that they just don't understand what they're talking about, and that's a nice way of putting it. But I just want to address this because there are people going through really horrible things right now, and they need support, and they need help, and they need prayer. So let's be doing that. And yeah, I just wanted to address that before we get into this vlog, because as fun as booktube is, it does not matter near as much as people's lives and livelihoods. So I wanted to address that. Let's go ahead and get into the video now. Today I am starting today. It is about 7:45, and today I am attempting to read this very anticipated of mine book in 24 hours. But here's the clip of when I found this book. When you're by your favorite little free library that was unsuccessful the last time you went, but you're like, you know, I'm not really here that often, so I should at least check it out. I was like, maybe, just maybe. I was like, maybe, just maybe, they'll have the one book that I've been looking for. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying because my camera shut off for some reason. Weird, but I decided to come check on the off chance that maybe they had the Nightingale. And at first I was like looking around and I was like, oh, they don't have anything that I want. And then I saw it and my face, I wish I had been filming. Also, yes, it's so hot out. Sorry. I'm like, I feel disgusting, but my face, I wish that I had been filming and I saw this because I was like, you know,
obviously. So excited. This book is huge, for one thing. But I've been wanting to read this for months. Is this gonna break my reading slump? Possibly. Yeah. So happy.
Okay, so yeah, I was so excited to find this. I literally, if you've been watching my little free library videos, which I've only put out a few this year, but if you've been watching them in the last several months, sorry, my hair looks crazy. If you've been watching them, you know how much I was wanting to find the Nightingale every single time, because I saw this copy. I saw a copy of the Nightingale in a little free library in February, and I didn't pick it up, and I regretted it every single day as soon as I read The Four Winds, because I was like, I know I'm going to want to read this book. And so I was out by my favorite little free library, and I was just like, you know what? I'm here. I'm going to give it a chance, even if I didn't expect to find it. And lo and behold, the book I was looking for so long was there. I mean, I'm just so excited. And it was in perfect condition when I found it, but in the car, I had it sitting on my seat and it went flying, and so it got a little bit bent up. But it's still like a brand new copy, minus that sticker on the front. And I'm just so happy and ready to get into this. I typically read a Kristen Hanna book pretty quickly, so that's why I thought that this was the perfect book to attempt a 24-hour reading vlog, because I still will get sleep. Like, I'm not staying up all night. Like, I love watching those videos where people can stay up all night. I feel like if I was doing this with a friend or two, like, that would be a different story, but me by myself, I am not staying up all night. But I am going to try to read this between now and about 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Now, tomorrow night, I have a small group for like 2 hours, so it won't probably be exactly 24 hours. It'll either end before or after that group, but somewhere within the 24-hour period of tonight, between tonight and tomorrow night. So let's get into it, shall we? Why do I already love the first line? Is that spoilery to read? I don't know. So many of you guys have probably read this, but I'm not going to spoil it for you because I feel like a Kristen Hanna book is such an experience. So I'm just going to say, go ahead and try it. I can't cry on page 1. Me laughing at myself because I want to cry already. Okay, I'm gonna go read. Okay, it's about 2 hours later. I read the first 4 chapters. The audacity of Kristen Hanna to make me cry on the first page. That was a very moving beginning to the story. I really like about this, it is set around World War II, which is a time period that I really like to read from. It's hard for me to connect with like the French because that's something that I don't know why, it's just really, I get very distracted, but I think I'm gonna enjoy it. We'll see how this goes. We've been introduced to a few different characters and some of them are not sure who they are. I don't know how to explain that, but I'm just interested to see where it's gonna go. And I kind of like that this is a Kristen Hanna book that really reminds me of one of my favorite books, which is The Things We Cannot Say, because they're about the same time period. So I'm excited to see how the time period and her writing like blend together. So that's how that's going. Wow, I look terrible because I had my hair all done, but it was too high. I had it up and it was too high. It was hitting the ceiling, so I had to take it down. I'm not trying to look super disheveled, but I am already sitting outside the place where a small group meets. Got about 20 minutes, and I'm gonna try to actually read because guess what? I have not read a single thing since the last time I talked to you guys last night. I think the reading slump that I've been in all summer is still very much alive and well. I feel gross, but
It's fine. I feel sad, but it's fine. I feel not great. I'm just not, I don't know. I'm almost leaning towards just getting myself in the habit of doing like a weekly vlog just so that I can be posting and not worry about reading slumps, but I really want this to be like booktube focused. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing right now. I'm just gonna read for a little bit. Yeah, because here's the thing. Apparently I want to talk. Has nothing to do with this book at all. You know when you've like come too far, or like God's brought you so far, it's like too far to go back to what you used to struggle with, and then you find yourself in a very similar situation dealing with the same things, and then it's just like, am I going through this because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do and where I'm supposed to be? Or is enough enough? Am I just making life unnecessarily difficult on myself? I just need to get back to reading is what I need to do. But that's where I am mentally at the moment. Fun times. Alright, back to reading. I wonder if you guys could see me jump when my alarm went off, because that scared me so bad. Okay, I just got to chapter 7. I will pick up with that after. I'm just gonna continue this video until I finish this book, probably. Forget the 24-hour reading vlog. I try to start these. The last one that I started, I just deleted all the footage because it didn't work. Yeah. 24 hours just does not work for me. Like I said, I think I said this last night, I think it would work if I had someone doing it with me, but just by myself, I don't have the willpower to do it alone. I just don't. Anyway, I gotta go inside. Oh my gosh, my poor little Bible. It got bent. There's nothing worse than a bent book, and especially not my Bible, my new Bible. Okay, gotta go inside. The part where it starts to get really interesting just happened, and now there were some lines that were like, and it also is such like an impossible situation, and I think that's what I love about her books, is it presents you with impossible but very realistic life situations, and the way that different people think differently about them, and also just like merely trying to survive. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'm about page 100, so 1/5 of the way through, and it's just getting good now. Something just happened that I'm like, and I wish you'd seen my reaction. Okay, I'm trying not to film a whole bunch because we don't have power from the storm, and I don't want to use up all my battery, even though I can
charge it with my computer. I'm just trying not to because I don't know the timeline for things. But I just wanted to share the very odd thing that I noticed in my book. I was reading along, very intense scene, and then all of a sudden it jumps back. This whole 40 pages is just a repeat. And so that was really weird. I have an error copy, so I guess that makes it very unique. But yeah, just jumped forward or backward, depends on how you look at it. Okay, I know you can't see me whatsoever, but I was just thinking while I had my, where did it go? I had my little headlight, flashlight thing that I was reading by, and then it occurred to me, I wonder if the battery pack for my lights right here would work. I have light. I don't know how long the batteries are gonna last, so I might not have it for long, but at least I have it for now, and I'm gonna read as much as I can. I'm on chapter 29. I've had many a heartbreaking moment. You missed me sobbing earlier. Chapter 22. If you know, you know, and if you don't, just be ready, because that I was not okay. It was really, really sad. I can't believe I'm only like 7 chapters past that, but yeah, I guess I haven't really been reading that much because I've been like going back and forth with having no light. So, oh my goodness, I could never be Amish. The way I would just, I just couldn't do it. But anyway, I have about, I think 560 or 70 pages left. 500, no, 160. So I've made really good progress, obviously, because I'm almost done comparatively. But, oh man, this book is still, for me, tiered. The top one is The Four Winds, bar none. Second, I really love Winter Garden. I think a little bit more than this, but this is still really good, and I could see why people love it, especially if you like French vibes. I think the World War II has it very similar, in my opinion, to The Things We Cannot Say, and that personally is my favorite, so I think that's why this is not as much of my favorite, because I already loved that book so much, but it's still very engaging, and I care about the characters, and it's so interesting. I'm not really a character-driven reader, but when it comes to these books, I just get very into the characters. I've been talking for almost 3 minutes, and I need to turn my phone back off, but that is just the update. We're back in the daylight, and I'm not showing my face because I haven't done my hair, and I'm feeling gross with the no water situation, but I read a ton last night, and I only have like 70 pages left in this book, and I'm about to read the rest of it and see what happens. had to turn off the camera because that just hit me so hard. But just for the story itself, it's a beautiful story, but associating it with stuff that this sounds so selfish, associating it, like the meaning behind it, with stuff that I've been through, which I obviously was not in the same situation as these characters at all. But when you have like hopes for your life and things fall apart and you lose so many that you love, and it's just, that can happen in so many different scenarios. So the ending of this and the way that the author like works things out, is so meaningful and special. It's like those who are in the same situation as me would get it, but it's not really something that I can like explain to you in a way that it would hit you as much as it hits me. So that is why I just cried hysterically over the end of this book. I can't say more without spoiling it, but so much of that is like similar to what I hope for my own future. And knowing that like, this isn't a Christian book, but like knowing that you never know how God's gonna work things together in the future, and that doing the right thing is always gonna have a reward long term, even if you can't see it. And so, I don't know, it just really hit me. I wish I could read this out loud to you guys, but I'm not going to because I don't want to spoil it. But just, if you read this book, when you read the last paragraph and the last 2 words, just know that that hit me so hard, and that's exactly how I feel. Yeah. Okay, well, this has been a very interesting video. Definitely not a 24-hour reading vlog. Wasn't really planning to include power outage in this vlog. Obviously you can tell it's daytime right now, so I'm not sitting here with a flashlight. Also like figuring out I could use the battery pack on my lights on my bed to like not be in the dark at night. This is definitely a beautiful book for its story itself, but also if you've experienced extremely painful loss and grief, it can be very healing. I think that's what I like about Kristen Hanna's historical fiction, is it shows how people manage to survive through impossibly difficult things, how people handle it differently, but then also like the bravery of doing the right thing even when you don't know how it's gonna turn out. Oh my gosh. Definitely recommend. I can see why people give this 5 stars. I personally think it's gonna be more of a 4-star for me, although I absolutely love that ending. I don't know, it could be higher. I think my reading experience, with the exception of that ending, for the most part was probably like a 4, but the story itself more of a 5, so I would say probably like 4.5. I can definitely see why people give it 5 stars though, like 100%. I still personally love The Things That We Cannot Say better, because I love the like, that one is set in Poland, and I like the like Slavic kind of heritage that it's incorporated in that, and the dual timeline in that one. That's personally my favorite. But this one also has a little bit of dual timeline, and it's also kind of mysterious in the sense that you don't know who some of the characters are, and you're always like, you're just kind of like trying to figure it out as you go along, and I love books like that. But I have some very mysterious thriller and historical fiction books on my TBR for September, so I'm about to go get that started on that, and hopefully you guys will see that video next. Either that or my goodbye to summer reading vlog. I also have 4 books for my birthday that are going to be a reading vlog, so I don't know what's coming next actually, but I do know that the one I'm filming next is going to be my TBR. So on that note, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Please give it a thumbs up if you do. Or something that you particularly enjoyed about this one, let me know. Comment below, let me know if you've read The Nightingale or if you've read other Kristen Hanna books that you recommend. I really do want to try The Great Alone, and I have thought about trying the one that's like a sequel, or maybe it's a companion novel, but I think it's a sequel to Firefly Lane. Even though that wasn't my favorite, I still enjoyed it, appreciated it, I guess is the best way to put it. But I've been talking for 5 minutes now, so I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I'll talk to you all next time.